Hey, it's Wednesday night. It is Two Legs, the live edition of Two Legs. We're back for ranking the tracks. I'm Tom Moniotti and joined by my buddy Andy Nichols, who's got a really cool shirt on, Star Wars. Andy, we're both Star Wars geeks. So how you doing, my friend?
Good evening. Good evening, partner. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
So I had like the replay thing going. I had to just
Yeah.
change this live chat. Yeah, thank you for the Star Wars shirt. Where you are much more of a Star Wars nerd than I am, though. I think
Maybe. I mean, I still collect some of the action figures from here and there.
you definitely do.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
definitely do. So
yeah.
I want to make sure that we're all good to go here with our chat and our stream. Oliver's on there. There. The chat is working. And if to change anything, that's a relief. That's good to
Yeah,
know.
great. Good news. Good news. How's
Can you
everybody
believe
doing?
we're up to the 16th episode of this?
We are volume 16. It is crazy. It is, what do we got here? We got Flowers in the Dirt. This is the archive edition. I've got
Yeah,
the 93,
89
you know.
Japan,
Yeah.
you name it, the original.
Yeah.
Oliver asks, "What's going on with the video? What's wrong with the video?
What is going on with the video?
Looks okay to me." And anybody else
Uh
can
it's
chime in.
it's just showing me at the time, at the moment. I wonder if you got it on just on the fact where it just shows me and not. Oh,
Oh, hold
now
on,
I know
wait.
what it is. It's just you got it to where it doesn't show both of us at the same
I
time. It's
just I
just
just fixed it. I just
yep.
fixed it.
Okay.
The side by side view, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Now there we go. There we go.
Yeah. So there we go. So Christian, Oliver, Susan, Bill, Music Sound Gear, Brendan, Kevin, James, all good to see you guys. It's good to be back. And this is it's starting to, it's been one of my favorite parts of the week, doing this with you, Andy, and listening to everybody's picks and seeing how different they are, from everybody else's, and we're all just having a good time doing it, and then it really excites me. People going back and listening to records they
It's
haven't listened to in a while, and so it's been really cool. Day Tripper, Robert here, Marcus, all
Tommy
good to see you
Brennan,
guys.
everybody chopping it. Ed
Yeah,
Crawford,
yeah,
Robert, Maca Films. Yeah, this is great seeing everybody on here. It's a
yeah,
Wednesday night. It's incredible because it's giving people to cause to go back and reassess the albums. And some
right.
people might say, you know what, I didn't like that album and I still don't like that album. But other people have said, you know what, that's better than I thought. Or somebody said the other day, on one of our pages, that Press to Play actually was better than they thought they were. So,
Right, right.
you know,
It's great.
um,
Susan
yeah.
from some England, how you doing?
No,
Adam,
Sarah from
I'm
England.
sorry. Don't kill me, Sarah. Just trying to read this real quick here. Jacob, how you doing? So
Oliver, yeah,
got
the big news today that we hit 500 subs.
yeah,
Yes.
501 now. So everybody that has subscribed, we really appreciate it. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And just have, like I said, we're having a great time doing this, and we're really happy that you're all coming along for the ride with us. So
Yeah.
but yeah, Flowers in the Dirt. Really, I think I mean, we've got the almost news of the Plastic Ono Band box set coming out tomorrow. The
The
announcement
announcement,
tomorrow.
which you would think that the pre-order links that are up should be
Right,
valid at that point, right?
right. Yep. You would hope
Yeah,
so.
the digital track listing came today. Now we're strictly a Paul podcast here,
Right,
but we obviously we dabble in all things Beatles and solo
right.
Beatles. So that's going to be live tomorrow, and that's going to be very exciting to get
Absolutely,
if you like
yeah.
that album.
Oh yeah, I mean, great album. I mean, I was looking at some of the track listing on that earlier today, and I mean, I'm really excited that they're including the live piece Toronto
Yes.
in that set. B sides, thank you, Day Tripper. We really appreciate that. Congratulations. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it's like going to be a really cool set.
And they really looked like I was reading the Hoffman Forum today. They enhanced
Right.
the cover photo too. They made it a little more. They made the cover photo pop a little more. The
Hmm.
original cover of the album looked kind of washed out. They
Right.
kind of brightened up the photo a little bit, and it really looks sharp.
Right.
So if this has been anything like "Give Me Some Truth" from last year and before that, the Imagine box of 2018,
Mm.
this will be a great set.
Yeah, I agreed. They're, including the non-album singles, Cold Turkey, Instant Karma,
Yeah.
in there. So good. What CDs you got?
And
Boy Adam wants to know.
all of them, Adam, all of them. The original, the
Okay,
Japanese, the 2017 remaster, um, the box, the
there you
archive
go.
box, all of it. And while we're doing show and tell here, I was going to save this till later, but I'll show it now.
Okay.
If I can figure out where I put it, here
You
it
you
is.
got the let's see what you got first, and then I'll ask you.
So this was a great find of mine. I found about 20 years ago in New York City, and I don't know if anybody else has, but it's the World Tour Pack.
See, that's what I was going to ask if you have. Yeah.
It's the World Tour Pack, the vinyl edition, that includes the album, a single, a poster, a family tree, bumper sticker, postcards, and a tour itinerary. This was when I found this, I was like, I think I might have paid about $20 for it back then.
Yeah, see, my record store had one, kind of little beat up, not in a great shape, but I think he was charging like $25 for it. So,
Oh, that's not too bad, but it was beat up.
yeah, it was a little beat up, so I didn't get it. Yeah.
Yeah, but this was a nice memento from the world, and they did a cassette version too, which isn't there. But pick it up, Tom. Pick it up.
Yeah, when I see it, I mean, I've had a couple opportunities to pick it up, but I just wasn't happy with the condition. So and that's got Party in it, right?
Correct. Yeah. And the bumper sticker that's in there is pretty cool. And I would never put it out, but it says I'd rather be listening to McCartney with the flower,
Nice.
with the one flower on it.
Of course, cool. Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, excellent. Yeah, so I'm looking at a bunch of 45s from this set. I'll show as we talk about those tracks.
Yeah, music sound good. It is flimsy colored cardboard. It is.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was the best or the well made as future box sets from Paul would.
It's not. That's why I keep it kind of sealed. I keep it in the plastic because it's really the cardboard is not the best.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
Tons. Flowers in the Dirt has so much releases associated with it. It could have its own shelf between the singles, the remixes.
Because at this point too, I mean, they were doing cassette singles. You got the CD singles.
Yeah, there's so many. There's so much. It could have its own shelf of a discography. It really could between everything else that's available with it. So,
right.
Now I'm really looking forward to this one because this album was my kind of first new Paul album. I was about 8 or 9 years old when this came out, and I was really starting to become a fan. So the videos, this one is sentimental because it was the first one I really remember growing up. The Flowers in the Dirt, like, wow, like holy cow, this is my first album. This is how
Right. So then you're probably excited because then, with the video My Brave Face, because at this time you're a Beatles fan too, and they're showing all this Beatles memorabilia.
Yeah, that I watched it again today, and it's even 30 years later, it's still great.
Oh, I love the video. I mean, I love the video. It's great. You can't. I don't know how anybody can't like it.
See, and it's at that point where Paul finally realized I'm okay with my Beatles past. I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna embrace it, and I'm gonna, and that's he did. He finally.
Well,
did.
I think that kind of started with Elvis Costello a little bit. Bringing out encouraging him to bring out that Hofner bass, to play on the those tracks.
He was like, get it out, get the Hofner out and do it, and yeah.
See, let's catch up here. Oh boy, lots. There's 3-inch CD single from Figure of 8 2. Let's see here. Music sound gear. I got the Japan special edition. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that too, Adam. I know,
What?
buddy. I know. The Japan one. I've seen that too, but I mean, again, I just
What?
I just didn't pick it up. I just didn't pick up.
Which is nice because the first track on disc 2 has a nice little message to Japan, which is cool. It's just it's the first track, a studio version of The Long and Winding Road.
Right.
Loveliest Thing, Rough Ride, which I'm sure is a different mix. 7-inch mix of Ue Es Sole, Mama's Little Girl, Same Time Next Year, Party, and P.S. Let Me Do.
Oh, P.S. Let Me Do's on there as well.
It is.
Now, is that the live version or the studio?
Studio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, studio.
So, next time I see that, then I will pick that up for sure.
Yeah, special package. So it's definitely, you got to, I definitely grab that for you. But, some people love this as the heralded comeback. Paul
Well,
is
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I was going to make too. Yeah, this was like a return to form for Paul.
for some, but some
Right.
people don't think so. I know, like, we were talking earlier today. So, I think, your cousin David thinks the second
Yeah.
half of the album is trash. So, I
Right.
mean, so
Lyrically, I think it's a more, I think, musically, well, whereas I think Press to Play has some strong lyrics in there. I think this one might be a little better musically, I mean, lyrically, but I think, it's getting back to more the kind of music, his traditional fans or long-term fans are more used to.
oh yeah, yeah, it's more traditional in the poppy sense, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, the First Stone B-side, I love that song. First Stone's great. There's some B-sides, I mean, as we know that we'll talk about, I mean, if that was on this album, if we could have got rid of a couple tracks, again, you know, he has a tendency to leave good tracks off albums. Flying to My Home is a, case in point.
Yeah, you can throw Back on My Feet on this record. I
Yeah,
mean, that would, that it makes it. I really enjoyed. I think this is top half McCartney overall for me. So I mean, there's a couple of ones that obviously that we're going to rank pretty low, and
right.
I think we'll have some interesting choices as we rank these. But
Absolutely. Yeah. Joe says, step in the right direction, but not consistent.
that's what a lot of people feel. It's a step, but
Right.
not consistent. And I think a lot of people feel that the album starts off with a bang, My Brave Face, Rough Ride, We Got Married and stuff like that. But then it kind of peters out a little bit, which is,
Right.
there's some truth to that.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it starts off great. Yeah, so we'll talk about that as we get going.
It
But
is it is your turn to lead off.
well, I mean, let's just talk for a minute. I mean, because this album, leading up to this album, after the kind of a little bit of a failure of Press to Play, I don't know if you want to call it failure, maybe failure to Paul McCartney, but you've got a failed Phil Ramone sessions, you got a failed David Foster sessions. The Elvis Costello sessions didn't go as planned because that was going to be a whole nother album. That
Right.
didn't work out. So, and then they took songs and and put them on their own albums. So I think and
And the
instead of an
Russian
album
album and the
and the
Russian
Russian
album
album
all
and
before
in 80,
this.
yeah, in 87 we got a greatest hits and all the best. So definitely a lot going on. Even
Absolutely.
yeah.
Lots. He wasn't sitting around doing nothing. He was obviously
No, exactly,
between
exactly.
84 and 89. He was so busy. It just, didn't,
Right.
it doesn't look like it, but he was.
No, I mean, if you read books like, Luca's book and you
Oh,
look at
sure.
Eight Arms to Hold You, I mean, you'll see that he's been recording a lot of stuff at that time. And just a lot of it just didn't get released, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, here I'm a huge McCartney fan, but it's like every McCartney album he wants to cover every style possible. Some people love it. I seem don't. There's always one or two or three where they could clearly be left off. I agree with that right there. Jacob, I think Press to Play is better than Flowers, and the live version of Rough Ride is great.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so it's even, so it's my
Yeah,
turn to lead
this is
off.
your week to lead off,
Yeah,
and
this
we
is my,
know you're leading off
yeah. I'm leading off with a lot
number
of
12,
people
and
will
we
get a
know.
laugh out of this, and because they know it's coming. And in my 12 is Motor of Love.
Hmm.
Over 6 minutes. Didn't need to be 6 minutes long. I mean, this is about as adult contemporary as you can get. On a McCartney record, it's got all of the classic adult contemporary, things going for it, and it just drags and it drags and it drags. I mean, I do like the singing on it. I think he's in very fine voice on this album, but this song it's
It
just very
drags. It does drag.
repetitive and over. Yeah, exactly. And musically, it's not very exciting either.
No, it's not. It just drags and drags and drags. Motor of Love, Motor of Love. Okay, we get it. We get it. We get it.
Right.
We get it. Um,
See, and this is a case where it's almost 7 minutes long. This is like over 640. You know what I'm saying? You could have easily took that off and gave us Flying to Our Home or Good Sign or First Stone, something like that, or Back on My Feet, and you could have
no,
gave us two other songs besides this.
or just cut it down. Cut the
Yeah.
track down a little bit.
Right.
Because I like it, but in terms I have it ranked low as well.
Right.
But it's it's definitely too long. Somebody I know actually used it as their wedding song. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
They did.
Wow.
This song, if you it's just like it's very schmaltzy.
No, yeah, exactly. And it's got that one slow drum beat. You one drum, you hit the drum every 5 seconds. Just
Yeah,
and that's it. It's just very slow moving.
it
But
is.
great singing on it.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
catch up on the chat here. Motive Love is pretty bland. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bland. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's
I
it's
mean, wasn't this the where he wanted it to sound like the Cars? Who's going
yeah.
to drive you home? Drive.
Yes,
You know.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
So that's your 12.
That's my 12, my friend.
All right, my 12 is not that, but it's close. My 12 is Don't Be Careless Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that song runs out of steam. And the demo with Elvis Costello is light years better than this version.
And that's going to be the case for a lot of these songs, especially with this and Off the Ground. The demo versions destroy the finished product, in my opinion.
Yeah. Your mind's play funny tricks on you. No, they don't play funny tricks because I don't like this song. They don't. They don't. This one's a dud, and that's why it's 12 for me. Serge makes a good point. 9 producers on this album: Trevor Horn, Steve Lipson, Niels Dorfman. Lots of there's a ton of he went with a ton of producers, co-producers for this record. So Tom Brennan likes Motor of Love as the grand finale.
Well, that's great. No, that's good. Got no problem with that.
So you're up to number 11 there, sir.
Okay, my 11 is the song that's before Motor Love, How Many People.
Oh.
Yeah. Again, I've never been the biggest reggae fan, and he's done better reggae. I mean, I consider this reggae light because it is and it isn't. It has that flair, but it's not like all in like Sea Moon or Seaside Woman.
Seaside Woman. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't have that.
So that's why I picked How Many People as my 11, just because again it's a good singing, but musically and lyrically it does nothing for me.
It's definitely reggae light. I have it ranked a little higher only because of the message behind it, because he wrote it about Chico Mendes, who was assassinated, the rainforest and stuff. So I rank it higher based on the spirit behind the song, not the musicality of it. And I like the message. One too many right now for me.
Right.
That's pretty nice. I mean,
gotcha.
That's I like the theme. I like what he was going for with that. Musically, it's not great. It's very pedestrian, but the message behind it is,
Good
great.
point. Yeah.
So
Good point.
Paul does love his reggae. Yes, he does.
He does.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Let's see here. Mayo, how many people? 1, 2, 3 songs for me.
He don't like it.
Susan, I want to really like was it Careless?
Don't Be Careless. Yeah,
Careless,
but it's dreary. Right. Yeah, that's just a tough. Again, the demo with Elvis way better.
Yes, exactly. So that was your 11, or no?
Yeah,
that was
my no. No, that was your. That was
my 11. So you're 11 now. Yeah.
Motor of Love for all the reasons you said. The song I probably liked a lot more back in the day when it came out. Used to listen to the track a lot. But again, opens up like, are we walking down the aisle here? Like what this is a song. It's like office music. If you were if you were in the dentist office and you were like,
this is the elevator music.
If you were going to get a root canal and you're waiting for the dentist to come yank them out, you're like, oh, let's hear elevator music. That's what Motor of Love is, and that's why that's my number 11. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, 10 for me is the song I think is my least favorite of the McCartney McManus collaboration. I hope everybody knows that McManus is Elvis Costello, but it's Don't Be Careless. It's lyrically I don't think it's really that good. I do kind of like the gospel-esque aspect of the beginning, where it's kind of like a cappella and you hear the band doing the a cappella in the background, kind of like gospel-like, with the and which is fine. But then once it goes into, don't be careless, and then it starts getting into the verses and
Saw your
stuff like
face in
that.
the morning paper.
Yeah,
Blah,
yeah,
blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah, blah,
exactly.
blah.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah. Yeah.
no, sorry. That's a bad elevator ride, Robert S. You know what?
Right.
It is. It is. It is.
uh,
All right. So that was your number 10.
yeah. Kevin says you guys are all over. My 8, 9, and 10 songs haven't hit my 11 or 12 yet.
All right. Not my number 10. Track number 3. You want her too?
Oh wow.
Yeah. I think the Costello Paul songs were better on Off the Ground than this. Aside from My Brave Face, which we'll get to
Right.
later. We'll get to in a bit. Mistress and Maid and The Lovers That Never Were, for me, are better than any other Paul Elvis song on this record, for the most part.
Okay.
So, You Want Her Too, it's actually the one song you actually hear Elvis singing on pretty clearly, with the alternating vocals.
Yeah, exactly.
You actually hear him on this one.
And I think that's the highlight of the song for myself, for me, which I'll talk about later when I get to it.
Yeah, you probably have it a little bit higher. There is a nice little change in this song when it suddenly takes a break and it goes, "She told me." That whole bit is pretty nice.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
predictable and nice, which is cool. But on an album that has some real songs that were really featured in the tour, I have ranked higher, and we'll get to them. So
okay, right.
Yeah, Bill.
Okay,
Bold
so that
statement,
was your
Andy.
10. Yeah.
That was my 10. Yep.
Okay, 9. Okay, so this is now where we get to songs that I really like to love. Okay, I really like the number 9, but I like the rest of them better. And this is the other McCartney McManus song, and that's "That Day Is Done." Again,
Ooh.
it's a bit on the slower side. I like it. I like it lyrically. I
Like a
specifically,
dirge.
yeah,
Like a
yeah. I like it. She sprinkles flowers in the dirt. I mean, I really,
that's great.
yeah. I love how that, the title of the album came from that, from that line,
Yes, that's pretty cool.
which is kind of cool. Yeah, but again, it's just it's still, we're not, still McCartney light in a way where, music wise, I just need a
Well,
little bit of,
there's more of Elvis in this song because he was
right.
writing it about his grandmother who passed
Yes.
away.
Yeah.
Dirt, like New Orleans style. So
Right.
this song is much more Elvis than it is Paul.
Right, but again, the demo version was a little bit more exciting. Now, yeah, it's a little sadder in tone here and lyrically, but that demo is just a little bit more oomph to it, I think.
It does.
And it's just too bad they couldn't agree, on which direction to go with these songs.
True. Great chord, lovely chord progression in this though. Dun, 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 dun. I've always enjoyed That Day Was Done a little bit more.
And I like the "I Won't Be Coming Back." I like that part. So there's some good parts to the song.
Yeah, Christian said it's another church song. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Robert, I agree with Tom. The last 4 songs on the album deserve to be at the bottom of the list. Yeah. All right. So that was your 9.
That was my 9, buddy.
My 9 is track 2, Rough Ride.
Oh.
I think after coming out with it's one of those songs that he obviously loved it. He played it live. He featured it live on the album and the tour. It's a little too jammy for me, Rough Ride. He even says as much in the Put It There documentary. Well, we're sitting around doing Rough Ride, dun, dun, Rough Ride. To me, it sounds too jammy. Right. It's like, oh, this is a jam. We're going to just throw it on the album. That said, there's some parts of it I like. I'm not asking for an easy passage, but I hope you understand.
Yeah.
I like that. The call and response thing. Yeah, Rough Ride. Yeah, Rough Ride. I don't really like any of that. Not particularly. It's a forgettable track for me. So that's why it's number 9.
Okay, well, number 8 for me is Rough Ride.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, again, lyrically, it's a little bit better. I think it's a little bit better musically. I think I'm starting to really, but I don't think it works as a second track. It kind of brings down, the
Potential.
excitement of My
Yes.
Brave Face a
Yes.
little bit.
Yes.
If it was like maybe in the middle of a side, maybe I could, get into it more. But
It's too early. It's sequenced
it's
too
too early. Yeah.
early in the album.
Yeah, but verses, I dig the verses. But yeah, I mean, I think there's much better on this album. I think it's just it might be placed a little weird on the album. It could be buried a little bit more, but
This is like a side 2, track 1 or something, or track
yeah,
2 or something. Just bury it a little bit more.
yeah,
Too jammy. It's just too jammy for our taste. Our taste
yeah.
here a little bit.
But I mean, it's a decent song.
Yeah, but then he played it live the whole tour, so obviously he liked it. But
Right.
this is the band likes the feel to jam on
Right.
this, so we're gonna jam on it. Even though it's not a great song.
Yeah, and I feel like the horns in it are the Wix horns and not real horns.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're the Wix horns.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. A lot of people. Rough Ride, My 11 never liked it. Chris Wright. Yeah. See. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Joe.
understand sequencing, Joe, but I mean, I don't think it is. I mean, I just feel like it brings My Brave Face down.
Joe, you think Rough Ride's perfectly placed. He don't, and I don't. Capiche? Capiche? I know you know what that means.
Yeah, that's funny.
All
right, so
okay.
you're 8.
8 for me is. Can I read my writing? Hold on.
Yeah.
Distractions.
Oh.
Distractions. Yeah. Which I have a feeling you're going to rank a lot higher.
A lot.
I'm sure you will. You had mentioned last week, I think, that you thought, what was the Press to Play song that you thought was very similar
Footprints.
to this?
Footprints.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I think it's a good song. Nice video for it as well. I'm speaking for me. Well, I'm speaking for me, and Tom's speaking for him. Yeah, I like it. Great vocal on Paul. Kind of, again, we hit the falsetto on it a little bit too.
Right.
Towards the end of the song, great guitar work in it. Definitely a highlight of the album. Every song from 1 through 8 could have been interchangeable for me. I could have had
yeah.
I could have had distractions.
Same here, my friend. Same here.
I really could have. Music Sound Gear. I hate that song, Distractions. Again, we're like Uber McCartney fans, so we're gonna like just about all these songs. It's just where do we rank them for the preference?
Right.
That's all. So I love the song Distractions. I just like 7 songs better.
Right.
Ed Crawford, Distractions okay. Demos are better. Agreed. All right, that's me. You're up.
Okay, 7. We've got in a figure of 8. We've talked about before how we like the mixes, the live version of this song better, the mixed version of this song better, and it's fine. I mean, it's about as close to a rocker, that we get on the album. Whereas like My Brave Face is more poppy, in my opinion. I think this is closer to, a rocker in a way, but I like his really a little the rougher vocals. I want to know, you know what I mean?
Great. What a real set of stones to open up your tour with the brand new song.
Absolutely, a brand new song.
A brand new song, which just kicks ass live.
Right.
I mean, the studio version is so muted and tame compared to the live version, because Robbie McIntosh gets a real shine. He gets a chance to shine with a great solo live, and on the remix.
Right. Yeah. So
Serge just said the Bob Clearmountain mix. That's the one. Way better. Yes.
Right. But I dig the vocals on here, and this is about as rocking as this band between this album and Off the Ground it gets, in my opinion.
Oh, maybe Get Out of My Way.
Yeah, maybe Get Out of My Way. But on this album, this is about as rocking as this album gets.
Kevin Gillen, there's the comment right there. I think we should have an automatic disclaimer. We love Paul. When we say something that is not good, we mean for Paul. It's probably better than 80% of the other songs in our collections. Fact, He wins the internet for the night.
Good job, Kev. Good job.
Yeah, there is a lot of versions of Figure of Eight, Tom. There are.
Yeah.
There are. There really
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's my seven. I good vocal, you know, mediocre rocker, but again, you know, the live really kicks ass.
Absolutely. The sloppy ending to Figure of Eight makes it sound like a rehearsal or a studio demo. Yeah, it kind of just peters out. Good point there, Tom Brennan. It just kind of just goes away.
Mm.
Okay, so that was what number was that? It was number 7 for you,
That's
bud.
seven for me. Yep.
All right, 7 for me is How Many People, which I know people are gonna be like, whoa, you have that a little bit high, but I've
Right.
always enjoyed, as I mentioned when Tom had it ranked, I enjoy the message behind that song.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I was at an impressionable age when I discovered all this stuff to put it there documentary. So I'm like watching these things and like over and over again, and like I can until I can recite them. So you see, he wrote this song because the guy was killed. So
Right.
that obviously resonated with me. So that's probably why I have it ranked a little bit higher. I just, I've always liked the line, "How many people have died? One too many." Right
Right.
now for me, it's a little dirgy. It's probably not as great as some of the other songs. I've always held it in high regard for this record. I always
Mm.
had. Um,
Very good.
that's all. So that
Yeah.
was 7.
Okay, my six is you already talked about it. It's You Want Her To. I'm a big fan of the back and forth between Paul and Elvis, you know, and he's talked about this before, you know, how he was kind of hesitant on the writing style between him and Elvis Costello because it's very Paul and John, you know, the way they
Very
used to
much.
write
Yeah.
together. And then you got the the back and forth, which is again very Paul and John, you know, and it's cool because every once in a while he will, you know, even more so now, but back then this is like you said earlier in the show, you know, kind of revisiting his Beatle days, you know, finally embracing the Beatle, the
Songwriting
Beatle.
sessions like
Yeah,
eyebrow to eyebrow,
exactly.
right?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
exactly. You
what they
know,
were doing.
so I really adore this song. I always have, and I kind of like the ending where it turns into this big band orchestra type thing. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Boom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it
Yeah.
starts with the circus theme, you know. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like it's almost doesn't know what it's like. It's a circus in one way, and it's a big ballroom
Of
dancing at the end,
Yeah.
you know.
Very
So
good point. Good
yeah.
point. Oh, this is a good one. Music sound gear. I love Paul's songs, but to be honest, on some of the tracks, I'd rather listen to John and Yoko's 2 minutes of silence of the Utopian National Anthem. Damn.
Wow.
That's
Not
rough.
bad. Not bad. Let's see, James. If I had a worst Paul album, how many people would be on it? It's horrible. Well, you know, to each their own.
McManus was no Lennon. Oh, here we go with the super Lennon joke. Yeah, I know,
But you know
Joe.
what?
We
That's
know. He was
McManus.
no Lennon.
Costello is about as close to a
As
Lennon
close. It was as close as he was ever going to get.
yeah.
And
I mean, he's a great wordsmith. He's a great wordsmith.
he is. And listen, he got Paul to
Yeah.
really embrace his Beatle pasts.
Mhm.
Who else was going to do that?
Yeah.
Clearly it resonated with him.
Yeah. I mean, Costello is a Liverpoolian, just like Paul and John.
Well, his mom is from there.
Yeah, Liverpool, but he's got the Liverpool ties.
He's got it. Yeah. He's got it. So I think it's as close as you would have gotten. That got him to embrace the Beatle past, which is
right.
He got to that point and he hasn't looked back. He's been Beatle Paul since this moment in time to the present day.
We talked about this before too. With Tony Triguardo, where Elvis, I mean, he can do the angry young man just as good as John could do. So
yes.
So, and you really got to listen to those those early Elvis Costello albums, to get that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So that was my 6.
That was your 6. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So my 6 is Put It There.
Oh.
If it weighs a ton, as Jim Mack told him.
Well, supposedly.
I'm sure he did. Jim Mack told him all those little kind of crazy sayings and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. Again, this is of the right out of the school of Here Today, Great Day.
Right.
Put It There. Same little 2-minute acoustic ballad. Yeah, I believe it closes side 1 on the traditional album. Yeah. This was always a favorite of mine. Yeah, and then do top six now. Put it there. Great song. Even better live, where he kind of does the kind of, hello, goodbye, coda at the
Right.
end.
Yep.
So simple acoustic. McCartney doing what McCartney does
See, and
best.
this would be that would be a nice addition to his acoustic set these days. I mean, if he were still touring, if we didn't have this COVID shit that we're dealing with, you know what I mean? It would be so cool if he just incorporated this song for one of his many tours that he's been doing, these last 20 years.
Yeah, yeah. Put
I
it
would
there.
definitely welcome this song back in the set list.
Oh my God, and he could
Put it
so
there.
do it too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Great song, great video. Oliver has a number 8. Okay. Wow. Music Sound Gear has put it there as his number 1. Woo. Interesting.
Yes, yes,
Joe
yes.
Joe has put it there as a Paul classic. Wow. Yes, it definitely is.
I
These
believe
are all
so.
these are all
Yeah.
classics though. You can't, they're classics.
Yep. I think
Tom
so.
Brennan has it at 4. So yeah, you're up. All right. So now top 5.
Top 5, here we go. I'm going with my number 5. I'm going with "We Got Married." Um,
Okay.
yeah, again, another solid song from this album. I love the story. Leading into the song. I love the verses. I
Oh,
love, and then again, you get the Gilmore factor, which is good. It's not. It's not. It's not as good as some of the other stuff that he's done with Paul. Like I Love This House or No More Lonely
Lonely
Nights,
Nights.
but it's still quality Gilmore, and it really adds a lot of good stuff to. It really adds a lot of quality to the song. Yeah,
They are classics, Joe.
yeah, and then
And
and
when,
then it's
and
got
Joe, when you go live 75 times in the next 2 days, you can say why.
but then it's got a great horn bit at the end too. After
Yeah.
Gilmore,
Oh, great.
you know. So, but yeah, I think he's great voice with this track, and again, I think it's just a great story throughout. And yeah,
There's so much going on in this, and I'm looking at. I'm not sure. Well, originally this was a David Foster produced song,
yeah, yeah,
going
right
back
there
to
with I,
80, going back to
yeah, with,
84.
yeah,
So it
with I Love This
predates.
House, yeah,
And this we can go right into this if you want. This is your 5. This
yep,
is my 5 too. So
okay,
this works out well.
okay, great,
This is so great. I think he actually talked about having memories of John and Cynthia getting married.
right,
They kind of popped into his mind when he was writing this song.
okay,
Again, works great. This to me, We Got Married is like one of the cornerstone songs of Flowers in the Dirt.
mm-hmm.
With My Brave Face being one of them, We Got
Right.
Married being another one. Like these are like two of the big. You think Flowers in the Dirt, I think We Got Married,
Right,
and My Brave Face right up the top.
right,
And it goes on and on and on. Not just a love machine, doesn't work on if you don't get it. It's great.
right.
Come on live with me, Andy. I'm good, Joe. I'll watch from here. I pop on once in a blue moon.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, good track, good solid track, and I kind of wish this would have been a single.
Could have been.
Maybe instead of Figure of Eight. I don't know, but
Great video again. Great
Yeah.
video. The whole
Yeah.
it cuts in this when Paul does the whole little slide thing.
Right.
It's so cool.
Right.
It's
Okay.
just so well done. So that we both had the same number 5 for We Got
Yep.
Married. Very
Yes.
okay.
All right, my 4.
Go ahead.
Put it there.
Okay.
Again, like you said, it's the classic, acoustic McCartney song, that he does so well throughout his career. You can name so many great acoustic songs that Paul does throughout his career, and I think this is one of them. Paul, I think Put It There is a pure McCartney, if you will, an instant classic McCartney.
Bonafide.
Yeah, exactly.
Hands
Nice,
down.
nice video. It's the singing is great, and again, the message, give me your hand, I like you shake it. I mean,
Yeah.
just the father son aspect of it, I think is really cool.
Yeah. Tom Liverani said in concert the bass rattled the garden. I think he's referring to We Got Married.
Yeah.
You were at those shows too. I had some friends at those shows as well. I'm sure it did. I'm sure.
But that's the thing. We played like 6-7 songs from this album.
Yeah. Well, Tom Liverani and Mayo were both at the show in '89.
Right.
Because it rocked. Joe went to the bathroom. Shocker. Love you, Joe. Peace. I'm gonna give you Ringo. Peace and love, Joe.
Yeah.
Uh, well, Joe, it was a bathroom song for Joe, or everybody else went to the bathroom. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Fortunately, I didn't get to go to that one.
No. But yeah, he felt strong enough to play it. So,
Yeah.
but what did he play live? He played My Brave Face, Rough Ride, Put
Put
It
it
There,
there.
We Got Married, and Figure of Eight, right?
Figurative eight. Didn't he do Motor of Love too, or was it Don't Be
No.
Careless, or That Day Is
No,
Done?
no, none of those songs were
Hmm.
played live.
Hmm.
No. Uh-uh. Not to my knowledge. I don't think
This
so.
one. This one.
This one. That's the one we're
Yes,
forgetting.
this
This
one.
one.
Yep.
This one with this swan.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
All right,
that
three
was
for you, buddy. No,
no
sorry, four. Four for you.
four for me. Figure of eight. Figure of eight for all the same reasons Tom said. Early memories. Got me dancing in figure eight.
Yep.
I don't think Joe was like this one that much either. Again, the Clear Mountain mix live. In fact, I skipped the studio one all the time.
Mm.
I think they said he said in the video he thought it was going to be like kind of like a little bit of a lower song, going to be figure of
Right.
eight, and then the screeching, soaring vocal. Figure of eight.
Right. Yep.
So for that's again works better as a live song, but love figure of eight. So
Right.
that's four for me.
Okay. Great. Let's see here.
Well, let's catch up on a comment there.
Yeah.
Only 2 to 3 studio versions of Figure of Eight, though there have been many releases, 8 at least, of these 2 versions: album versions, Clear Mountain versions, short and long. Yeah, cool.
Mm.
Top 3.
Yeah, Ebony and Ivory was the bathroom breaks on that tour. Because he did do Ebony and Ivory on that tour.
He
That's
did.
right.
He
Yes.
did. Yeah.
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 He says, Joe says, I'm talking about the general audience. I never use the restroom during a Paul show. Okay. So he said that's what he was observing.
That's everybody else was going there. You see,
Right.
I knew. See,
Yeah.
I knew.
Yeah.
We know, Joe. We know. Very good.
Okay, so my 3 is I absolutely adore Distractions. It's been a track that's been slowly rising on my McCartney radar over the last 20 years or so. Whenever I play this album, I enjoy the song more and more, and I love this is like a song that fits, like the lyrics and just all fits, and we tease them for certain like adult contemporary songs, from time to time. And this is no different. This is an adult contemporary song, but I just happen to enjoy this one more. I enjoy the lyrics more, and I enjoy there's a nice acoustic solo bit in this track, and I think Paul's vocals are excellent. I kind of like the whispering, vocals,
stuff.
yeah, so it's very enjoyable to me, and very soothing. And Oliver can't disagree with me more. Okay, buddy, that's great.
Yeah. No, it's a great track. In fact, did this not? Oh no, I was going to say, didn't he revisit this? Well, obviously in the archive, but
Right.
yeah, no, all these videos are included in the archive, and I think a lot of people probably when the archive came out reassessed it. I know I did. Yeah. Let's see. How
Yeah,
in the
and
world
it
could
is
there
it
be
is
so
slow.
low below Distractions?
Yeah, it is slow, James. But lyric wise, the way he sings it, I mean, the music fits. The lyrics and the way he sings it. So I'm fine with it. Sometimes slow is good, sometimes slow is bad. I mean, it just depends on whether or not I relate to the lyrics.
Tom Liverani, when I go to a McCartney show, there are no bathroom songs. He wins also tonight for the best.
Same here. I mean, I would
Win.
almost be positive that all of us who are joining in right now or at a McCartney show, none of us would go to the bathroom.
Go before you go into the arena.
Exactly. As Serge said, Distractions is number 1.
Oh, very cool.
I love it. Thank you, Serge.
Distractions. That could be the title of most Yoko Scream tracks. Oh, damn. Damn.
Wow. Oh.
Well, we know that Music Sound Gear isn't pre-ordering Plastic Ono Band tomorrow. I don't think so. Anyway, I don't think he is. Robert S. Distractions reminds him of the beginning of Kermit singing the Rainbow Connection, which Lawrence Schubert played on.
Yes. There you go. My world was rocked when I learned that Lawrence Schubert played banjo on Rainbow
Connection. Yeah.
Yes.
That was a cool revelation.
Yes, it was. Yes, it
Okay.
was.
So that Distractions was 3 for you. Okay.
Yep.
The Quasi, it's not the title track, but you hear it in the song, is my number 3. That Day Is Done.
Wow.
Yeah, loved That Day Is Done.
Mm.
It's a sad song. It's a slow song. It's definitely more Elvis than Paul, but I love the organ work on it, which actually features, or not organ, but piano playing, I believe, is Nicky Hopkins on this
Nicky
track.
Hopkins. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Nicky Hopkins is on That Day Is Done. So I love the piano work on this song and the chord changes in this song. The lyrics are great, but it's the changes and the moods in this song, which is why I love it. The doon doon doon
Right.
doon, and it just then it kind of goes in that whole big. That's why she walks. Also,
Right.
I love that whole bit. I love it. Um, and it really this song really could have closed the album. I would have liked that. That would have been cool. That day is done.
Right.
End of the album. Thanks. Goodbye.
Right. Cool. Okay. Number
2.
two. Number 2. We're coming down to the final 2.
Yeah, I think we're trending in the right direction here.
this
Yeah.
this one, whatever. It's the message in this song too. Never could be than this one. Never a better moment than this one. This time or whatever. It's a great message, great lyrics, fun video.
Wacky one.
Wacky one, yeah, but this is where another instance where the lyrics and the music they gel perfectly together. Everything about this song works, and I really wish that this would have been a bigger hit than what it was. But great single, I think. Great single.
Hands down, yeah. And this is my number 2, brother. So I'm right with you. I'm right with you. So we're gonna have the same 2. Yeah, we have the same 2 and 1. We have this could have been a Beatles song.
Right.
This could have been a Beatles.
I think this is right up there for a good Beatles track. I mean, it might have been done differently. It might have been done different. It might have been done musically a little differently, but I think lyrically it was.
I tell you what, though, this song has the same characteristics of a lot of great Paul songs, where like it's a great song, and then it has some kind of weird outro with a guitar, which this does. No More Lonely Nights does. There's lots of songs where like 3/4 of the song, and I'm not saying that the guitar outros are bad. It's just the whole vibe of the song changes. You've got 3.5 minutes of like this, did I ever, chorus, verse, and then it's like, and it goes into this jam, and it's like, and that sometimes takes a little bit away, but it doesn't really, because the song is so melodically so strong,
Right.
It's again, Little Stereo Live, the demo version of this is just charming. And I heard that eons ago, when things used to leak out on the internet, even before you hear it. You heard a demo for this one. It was like, whoa. Now, of course, we have it on this sucker, but the demo for this one is just fantastic.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So I think we both know where we're going with number 1.
We're going. Yeah, I've been living in style, unaccustomed as I am to luxury life. I've been hitting the town, and it didn't hit back. So we're talking about.
Oh yeah, baby.
Talking about My Brave Face. I mean, the one of his best singles, I think, of the '80s. I mean, I think it's one of the top 3 best singles from the '80s from McCartney. Very, very catchy, very commercial. The singing is great. The playing is great. Another McCartney McCannis efforts right here. This might be one of the 2-3 best in the bunch. And we gotta remember too, some of the best songs that they worked on together didn't make any of the albums.
No.
25 Fingers and 20 Tommy's Coming Home.
No.
Didn't make it on either of the Gentlemen's album. They didn't make it on Elvis Costello record or McCartney record.
They did not. You're right.
And I know somebody mentioned the song Veronica too. Another great collaboration between.
Would love to hear a Paul version of that song, man.
Oh,
yeah. Kevin, My Brave Face is only 5 for me, but I knew it would be number 1 for all you bandwagon people. What bandwagon?
There you go.
What bandwagon people. How many people other than McCartney fans
It's
actually
a
know this song?
it's a
Come
great
on.
song. Ever since you left, I've been trying to compose a "Baby, Will You Please Come Home" note means for you. I mean, it's just so cool. I mean, it's really. Now that I'm alone again, I can't stop breaking down again. The simplest things set me off again. Baby, take me to that place.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Again, might be a case where the video has a little sentimental value for my
Yes.
ranking as well, because it's so wrapped up in Beatles nostalgia from start to finish. I mean, even the hooks in it, everything about it. As somebody who else
Right.
said in the comments there, it's a Beatlesque pop. Was that?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody said that. Oh, Bill Leary said it's Beatlesque pop.
It's
It
very
is.
Beatles pop.
It
Again, I
is.
think this is just as good as a Beatles track, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I
Mhm.
totally agree with you. Totally
I've
agree
been
with you.
breaking up dirty dishes and been throwing them away. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Veronica. Yeah, it was a masterpiece, Kevin. Absolutely. Again, the demo CD, the bonus disc on the archive set. One of the best discs on any of the McCartney archive sets. Those original demos, the levers that never were,
oh, yes.
masterpiece. I mean, his vocals on that, are just killer. And
You
then
just gotta
like
you just gotta go download the rest of them.
right, yeah, exactly, yeah. 20 Fine Fingers and Tommy's Coming Home, I think, were just two great tracks that it was unfortunate that didn't work out because you had that great Everly Brothers feel with 20 Fine Fingers,
Yes.
which would have been great on either. Would have been great on this record. I think 25 Fingers would have been superb on this record.
Yeah. Mirror
Yeah.
image. Love the acoustic version. Yeah, you hear the acoustic version of My Brave Face in the video. You
Yeah.
get it and you get it as the demo as well.
Yeah.
My Brave Face is a great song. It just suffers in my ranking because I played it to death. Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
that's where the fatigue thing comes in, and it's going to happen. Just depending on your story. I mean, if you're somebody that got flaming or Flowers and Dirt, when it first came out and played it and played it and played it, you know, My Brave Face, you might have the fatigue factor on My Brave Face.
no,
You know,
not possible. Not this one.
right?
Yeah.
you know,
So yeah, I was wondering where we were gonna have. Because I knew that you like Distractions a lot.
right.
Wasn't sure if you would maybe throw that as your number one. But there, we're boring, so we had My Brave Face as number one. What else?
Well, see, that's the thing too, is because you don't want to be too predictable. You don't want, obviously we don't want to have the same thing. And then, you're going into this and you're going, My Brave Face is gotta be, it's gotta be number one just because of how catchy it is, how beatly it is,
Oh,
and, the
everything
video
about it.
alone. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Kid says what she used to call 25 fingers.
Right.
Me too, kid. For years, I was like, oh, it's 25 fingers. No, it's not.
Right.
It's 25 fingers.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hi, Queen. Thanks for popping on tonight.
Right. All right, well, that's Flowers in the Dirt. Now, next week, before all of you are still here, next week we are going to do the non-album '80s songs. Okay, that's Spies Like Us, that's Seek Your Friend, that's Check My Machine, that's I'll Give You a Ring, that's Right Away.
The Girl
Those
Is
tracks.
Mine.
No,
I
that's on an album. That's on an album.
know. I
And
just had to say it.
right. No, good. No, that's fair. That's fair. Once upon a long ago, back on my feet. So what I'm going to do is while all you guys are here, what we're going to do is this weekend or maybe even Monday, I will post on the Facebook, on our Two Legs Facebook page, what the songs will be that we're going to rank. So that way you guys kind of get an idea. And I've got a bunch of them.
You
right here.
cheated already. You cheated already and started ranking them.
I didn't rank them. I was writing them down. Okay. Christian, yeah, Party will be part of that 80s, 90s, 80s non-album tracks for sure.
Rain Clouds as
Rain
music sound
Clouds
gear.
Rain Clouds will be in there, absolutely. Check My
No,
Machine.
No More Lonely Nights will not be on there, Adam, because it was on an album.
That's right.
Non-album tracks. So like Ode to a Koala Bear. Check it out.
Yeah, Ode to a Koala Bear, absolutely.
The Australian mix.
Right.
No,
It's
I'm
not
kidding.
true. You got Hang Glide, which was part of the, I believe, was a 12-inch. You got Flying to My Home, The First Stone, Good Sign. Oi will be on this list.
What?
Oyas La Soleil.
Oh, God.
I am not a cheater, kid. I had to write it down so I can type it on the damn Facebook page.
Please, please.
And what does it matter when I rank those
No,
tracks?
because I know, because you'll text me and you'll be like, oh, I got them all ranked already. Meanwhile, I'm like, what songs are we doing?
I'm not a procrastinator.
Oh, clearly. Oh,
Uh, yeah, see, okay.
Susan, what about PS Love Me Do? Ah,
Well,
is that 90?
I thought that was 90.
That's 90. Yeah, that's 90.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I want to
So
cry.
I will.
That's 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back and double check that, Susan. But thanks for that. I mean, Mr. Mayo, they are all classics.
The ones on the album. The album I'm talking here, Joe.
No. Oh, Tom, good seeing you. Thanks for being here. Adam, thanks. Brad, love
Love
koala.
Koala Bear. Yeah, I do too, Brad. We'll see where we have it ranked.
Yeah, Mayo is in rare form tonight, Robert.
The
Absolutely.
best by long miles, once upon a long ago, Carlos. Yeah?
Yeah, and you got the off the ground collected works, right?
I do.
Yep, yeah,
I
there
do.
you go.
Here it is.
Yeah, Lindiana, good point. Yeah. So that'll be 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we'll be ranking off the ground.
Yep.
So
yeah, that'll be the first show. And there's funny. There's only, if you're only counting regular albums, there's only 2 studio albums from Paul in the 90s.
Right.
2.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the studio saying, hey, Paul, we don't need anything from you because we got the Beatles anthology.
Right. So we wouldn't have even had Flaming Pie. So yeah, it's
Right.
kind of, the 90s is going to be kind of a quick decade in terms of the extra tracks because there's not a lot of them.
Right.
Lindiana was not ever released, correct? Until
Hmm.
we'll see what we get archive-wise, but it has not.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, this was fun, partner.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't want Tom losing his job over Joe Chestnut. Oh, I'm not going to lose my job. But anyways, yeah. So again, if you're here, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We just passed 500, so we're really excited about that. And we're gonna once we get to close to 1,000, we're gonna do a 1,000 subscribers contest. It'll be a big Maca giveaway, with a kind of whole bunch of stuff from our collections. I'm starting to gather stuff right now and put it off to the side, and we'll have fun with that. Thank you, Ed. That was great. Can't wait for next installment. Thank you, Mirror Image. Thank you for being here. That's Paul. Let's go. Let's see what else we got. Run to the Run is almost right. As I'm reading that, is almost with 3. Well, with 3 new tracks. I get what you're saying there, but almost, but not yet. not well. We're playing this. Your choice. Thank you, Kits. Thank you. What about Yvonne? Yvonne was never released.
Not released.
Not by Paul McCartney. 10cc, yes, but not by Paul.
Tom will post it. Tom will get this list posted, and and we'll see what we're ranking. So 500. Wow.
Yeah, thank you, Carlos, for that. Appreciate that. Oliver, thank you. As always, it's great seeing you guys. So we're going to be here again next Wednesday for the non-album 80 tracks. We're going to rank those suckers. So Andy, anything else you want to add before we sign off?
Thanks, everybody. Looks like the chat worked well tonight. There was no hiccups tonight, so I don't know why the YouTube gods sometimes messed that up, but I'm glad that everybody got in and we started on time and everybody was able to chime in. So thank you, everybody who tunes in weekly to us. We couldn't be here without you, so we really enjoy it. So thank you, everybody, for always tuning into us and supporting us on here. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah. It hasn't been a rough ride. It's been a fun ride.
Certainly has.
That's for sure. So as always, everybody, we'll be posting next episode this Saturday. It'll be the audio only from volume 3 of Ranking Traps Wildlife. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a brand new episode with our friend Tom Brennan. We're going to be talking about McCartney bootlegs, and we're just going to go through the history of the McCartney bootlegs. So that should be a fun time with our buddy Tom. And again, everybody out there, have a great day and a beautiful night.
Bye.
See you next week.